Hi lovelies, this is Sheree from Divine Visions, and I'm bringing you the Twin Flame channeled message and reading for April. And just going to be looking at the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine energies like we normally do each month. It's a little bit different this time. I didn't feel like there was all this really extensive amount of information coming through for each side. I'm thinking it's more because of the fact that most of the heavy energy has been dealt with and moved through, especially from the masculines, which is a really good sign. It's very positive. And I'm feeling like a lighter energy coming in. So this is really positive now. What we've got first up, I'm just going to read from my booklet here of all the channeled messages that I've had come through, is the masculine energy, which I first channeled into, is now in a surrendering kind of energy. So they're surrendering to the divine light within themselves, meaning that they are trusting in their inner light, their own wisdom to guide them the way back onto the path of their mission. Because as we know, when we go off track and we're going into depression or some kind of that dark place that the masculines were going into with addictions, depression, holding on to old patterns that were no longer serving them. There was a resistance in letting go, but now they are surrendering to the light that is actually within them, allowing it to guide them into that path where they're back on the path towards their mission. So keeping in mind, though, that they have a long way still to go. Okay, so there is still a journey to go, but they have taken that first step. The first step has been taken, and there is a breath of fresh air and a lightness to their step, a glow in their cheeks and a sparkle in their eyes. Now, I know that sounds really cheesy, but you know what? It's how it was written to me, how it was given to me, and the visual I was given is that they're not looking down at the ground. They're not really in that feeling of, they're not in that energy where they're feeling really sorry for themselves. They're no longer a victim now. They're not feeling that they have the weight of the world on their shoulders. There is a lightness to their step. They have a bounce now. They do have a glow in their cheeks. There's colour coming back, right, into their face, and their life is in their eyes again. It's all coming to life now. So that is good because that actually represents inspiration. Energy's flowing through, okay? It's really good. So the divine masculines are standing strong. They've always been strong, but as we know, there has been times where they have had to retreat into that place of reflection and darkness, and there was huge struggles to stand strong, okay? But they are now standing strong, head held high. Their eyes are looking ahead with determination to embark on that path they feel is now an adventure rather than a real daunting journey that they once thought it was. So they're choosing to look at it as even a challenging adventure, because it's still going to be challenging, but of course it's going to be an adventure. So basically they're not feeling, they know they're alone. Like on this journey they have to do it alone. Even if they've got people around them in the 3D, world, their work, their family, whatever, just playing the role, the duty, whatever they have to do if they're especially in a karmic partnership. But, it's basically they have to do the healing work on their own, okay? They're not lonely. I'm not getting that energy. I feel like they know they have to be on their own and to do this. And what I've got here also is the divine masculines. Where are we? Now, this was an interesting concept. I thought, why are you giving me a percentage? But it's pretty interesting because the divine masculine has shed 90% of the past template and is emerging now with courage and fight in their soul, in their heart, which is just amazing because as we saw, there was that resistance to moving into a new template, into a new chapter, into a new path, to where they're meant to be, and which is all part of the ascension. So he's been tamed. I thought that was a weird way of saying it, but he has been tamed to learn the new ways of being, of reaching out, he's still wild, but in control of himself. He's in control of his reactions, his emotions. He leans on God now with trust, okay? So it's really, really amazing the visuals I'm getting with that, because where they might have felt really reckless and out of control, they're now standing strong and in control, and they have trust in the divine higher power to guide them the way, okay? And also that divine power resides within them. So it's that light of wisdom coming through. And we've got, I see the masculine with a sword of truth and justice in his hand. He wants to make the wrongs right. He is now on a quest to machete out, he's macheteing all that no longer serves him, and he has Archangel Michael by his side. He's part of that army of truth, justice, and courage moving forward now, which is where he belongs, okay? So he feels supported on this journey he's on. Some divine masculines will feel hesitant to jump forward, but this will only be short-lived, as it is imperative now they keep the momentum flowing. They are trying to keep up with the divine feminines who are leading the way. The divine feminines came in with their light. They were leading the way. And the divine feminines are only going to take them a part of the journey, but she has to only take him so far on the journey, but then they have to separate and go on their separate paths, okay, to do some stuff on the spiritual realms, the 5D. They have to go off, and even in the 3D, do their own separate stuff, okay, their own separate paths for a while, to learn their own journey, learn their own lessons on the journey, go through that experience. They each have an individual mission to do, okay, as well as the twin flame mission that they have to do together. So what I see here is that she has lit her torch for him, that light, but now must attend other matters that require her attention for healing. And it's not just about self-healing. There's other ways to heal in the world, and I feel the divine feminines are off doing that. The two must seek out, as I was saying, individual missions, okay, lessons that challenge them, and they're going to conquer them, I feel, or that's what they're trying to focus on, is conquering those challenges and learning the lessons along the way, but they have to be separate to do it, to complete this as a part of their soul's evolution. So I saw that much higher wisdom can now be attained for the pair on an individual level, but the sacred truth from those lessons, from that wisdom, the sacred truth, that wisdom is stored within the divine heart. So the divine heart I see is their one soul, their one heart. Okay, it's the one heart. It's the divine love. And the sacred truth is stored within that divine heart. So what they both learn on their journeys, that wisdom is coming through and being stored in there. They both, what does this say I've written? Because I write so fast, I have to look at what I've written. They both share, it's ready to be molded into the new template. So they store this wisdom and everything in the divine heart, and then it's going to be molded into the new template, which will bring compassion. So it's going to bring with it compassion, a softening of emotion, because there has to be, as we see the divine masculine coming forward and macheteing down the old patterns and the old order, you know, the way things were and are now changing and shifting into that new template, new dimensions. The wisdom is being accessed by the twins for future healing missions. So as they're doing that and they're learning their journey, so I keep saying learning their journey, learning their lessons on their journey, and they're experiencing all of that. Yes, there's going to be pain. There's going to be challenges with karmics and soulmate connections, more so with karmics. And that can be anyone from a romantic relationship to family dynamics. It can be workplace connections, you name it. Anyone that comes into your path that is really testing you and challenging you and, you know, making you really look at yourself as well, and perhaps even coming along and taking advantage of you, or in some way inflicting pain, and there's a lesson in there somewhere, that's usually a karmic. Besides our twin flames who do a lot of that stuff as well. But yeah, I'm talking about karmic connections here, which a lot of them are still fulfilling their contracts with, okay? The twin flames are fulfilling their contracts with karmic partners. When I say partners, I mean all of those different relationships, their karmic contracts. And what's happening is they need to do that in order for them to learn the lessons, to attain that higher wisdom, to bring it into the divine heart towards the new template, to put towards the new template this divine knowledge, okay, for what's going to happen, because it is going to be accessed by the twins for future healing missions. Now, rose quartz, which I just love, I've got this beautiful rose quartz here, is greatly helpful for both the twins at this stage, right, as both are aligning into the energy of self-love and forgiveness. And this has always been a path for each one, okay, has always been. But for some reason around this time, it's going to be quite significant regarding self-love and forgiveness. I feel like they're both ready now to bring that energy in. There's always been a resistance, okay? But it's time now. I'm hearing that. And as I just said that, oh my God, I just saw 11:11 on my clock. Wow, that is amazing. So I just said, if I remember, it's time now. That's amazing. So there will be a need to pull away from other people at this time, okay? A lot of you are going to feel, both masculine, both feminines, are going to feel the need to pull away from other people. There's going to be a need to be alone, to seek quiet time, okay? And reflect on the past. Now, it's interesting. They gave me the past 5 to 6 years is significant for a lot of twins. There's been a lot of lessons in the last 5 to 6 years regarding karmics as well. So what have they taught each twin? There's going to be reflections on the people, the events, and the lessons and the challenges and the wisdom that was and has been acquired from those times, okay? Telepathically, they both still connect, especially around now, because there's a separation, okay? So telepathically, they're both connecting and sharing the same dream space. They're very much in connection in their dreams time. Vivid colours and conversations will be remembered, okay, once waking. So vivid colours and conversations together in dreams are taking place. Some dreams will leave each of you sad, right, or feeling momentarily lost upon waking, as there is still pain being experienced at being separated, which we're not really separated, but it's the physical separation. So the twins are thinking, feeling, and expressing their love for one another in positive ways now, rather than that, that focusing on that heavy negativity or ill thoughts towards one another, which has been a common story, hasn't it, really? It's been a common thing. So there is a deep longing at times to be together, but each will not wallow in these times of nostalgia, regret, or sadness for too long, because the pull to complete self-healing, nurturing both of their own emotional bodies, their physical bodies, will be very strong right now. They know they have to be on this mission of self-healing. And once again, I think this was brought up last time, is that water is extremely cleansing and therapeutic, and the twins will feel drawn to fresh, clean water, whether they're immersing in it or drinking it. And I really see mineral springs may be important for some as well. So that's something that some of you may be very drawn to, are the mineral springs. There are, I know around where I am, there's some hot mineral springs. They're really good. So the divine feminines are focused on a target now and are starting to manifest these positive blessings into their lives. So they're focused on this. They have adopted an attitude that may come across as ruthless, but they have had to be strong, assertive, and they're not taking anyone's shit, right? To come out on top, they have to. Boundaries have been put in place, but through loving assertiveness. They know where they're going, what they need to achieve, and no one, not even their feelings or thoughts about the divine masculines, are going to stop them now. See, whereas beforehand, I feel a lot of their pain and their sadness and their constant obsessive thinking about the divine masculines was holding them back. It's not happening now. And I also feel, because I think we're in a retrograde with Jupiter. So we call him the gentle giant. The planet Jupiter is in retrograde from now until August. And there's huge lessons around love, love relationships with this particular planet. And the twins are specifically going to be feeling the struggle to connect, okay? So even though they are on that path, that mission, there's still going to be a feeling, a struggle to connect. What that means is that if they're trying to connect, if they're trying to contact one another, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to flow, okay? There's going to be one repelling the other, or something's going to be happening where it just is difficult. Communication will be difficult in the 3D as it's not aligning at that time. So at this time, communication must happen in the 4D and the 5D. And the twins know this deep down, and they know deep down they can't push for union or contact because it's not aligning. If it's not aligning, it's just not going to go there. So I kept hearing the what will be, que sera, what will be, whatever will be. There's trust now being put into the journey and a surrendering going on for both parties. And that's really awesome, because I think for the first time in a long time, both of them haven't been on in that same energy, right, of that timeline. I feel like they're both in the same kind of frequency now, where they're both surrendering to the journey and able to go on in their different directions now and do what they need to do. Even if it has been painful, they just know they have to do it. So animal connections are important for the divine feminines right now. They're healing themselves through the presence of animals, or they might be even healing animals themselves, if they're a therapist or a healer of some sort. But that is extremely therapeutic for the divine feminines right now, to be around their animals. And also, divine feminines are being drawn to getting massages, because I feel like there's been a lot of pain in the physical body, particularly the back and the legs. And essential oils, herbs and healing ointments for muscle relaxation will really help nurture and replenish the cells. So the divine feminines are going to be really drawn to those things as well. And obviously with the water intake as well, I'm seeing that as well. So divine feminines are waking up more to their spiritual truth. They're following their spiritual path, right, through researching topics around ascension, astral traveling, dream interpretation, pranic healing, and how to open up more psychically. Some are going to be really drawn to meeting and working with their own spirit guides. As part of the divine, what am I saying here? As part of the divine feminine's current journey she's on, there will also be a feeling to want to reinvent herself, okay, through hairstyle change or fashion change, moving or redecorating a house, throwing out old clutter and bringing new items around their home space. Some will really feel the need to be in their kitchen, cooking, really like that nurturing energy, homemade meals made with love, that kind of thing. I'm just seeing this baking. It feels like they just want to create, and just it's like a self-nurturing as well going on with that, but they obviously want to do that for others. Now, I've got the colour red, yellow and oranges. The shades are prominent this month for the divine feminines, and even also for the divine masculines. I'm feeling in bringing in courage, action, friendships, passion and hope, optimism, that kind of thing, especially around creativity and survival. For the divine masculines, it's more around survival. It's more around the 3D stuff, like career, finances, that kind of thing. They're really looking at their security. I feel like for the divine feminines, it's really about their home. It's something about that. So the divine masculines will want to get hands-on with creative do-it-yourself projects, renovating, buying, selling, investments, organising camping trips or going on a holiday, getting active in sports that just need to move their bodies, and even quiet activity like fishing or bushwalking, or just landscaping, the garden, doing gardening, whatever it is. There's something they need to do around that, and things they need to get in order around money and the home. That's something that they really need to feel that they need to do, is get things in order around their home and money and career. Okay, so some twins, this is interesting about karmic partnerships and contracts. Some twins in karmic or soulmate relationships will place focus on that for now, due to having to fulfill earthly duties. Okay, they have to fulfill maybe 3D duties such as raising a family, or, you know, if they're in a relationship and they can't get out of that for whatever reason. I mean, they're fulfilling a contract, aren't they? So it's part of fulfilling their contract with that, what have I written, connection. Overall, they're still learning these big lessons, okay? Big lessons are individually being experienced by each twin, whether they're in a relationship with someone else, like a third-party situation, or they're single, you know, and just going on with their journey. There's big lessons coming in between now and August, especially around love relationships. So it's a real huge time to... I feel that a lot of them are going to reflect within themselves at the meaning of relationships. Some will be in soulmate connections and feel that even though, you know, whether they're aware they're fulfilling a contract or just feel that they've settled or whatever it is, or having a life with this person, they might still have very strong feelings with them and still love them and want to be with them and everything's fine. But there's still this niggly feeling that there's something else they need to do or be with their twin or whatever it is that's going to come through quite strong for some twins. So they just really have to be aware of that as well. That it's just part of that temptation, I suppose, too. And it's also part of the reflection time to be able to look within and say, right, realistically, what can I do with this? You know, what can I do with this right now? And some are going to end their contracts, okay, with karmics, some with their soulmates even, because they just don't want to lead someone on. You know, they don't have the feelings there anymore, or they just have this realization that there's a higher, like a stronger connection with someone else. They may not even know it's a twin. You know, they might not know that you're their twin, and they're ending a connection with someone they're with because they're drawn to you or they want to be with you. And it's a realization that comes in quite strongly for a lot of them. Now, some of them, the twins are going away even for short trips, fulfilling creative hobbies or dreams. Healing the mind, body, heart and spirit can be achieved as each changes the focus from one another and surrender to their current paths. So in other words, I feel that some twins in existing karmic or soulmate contracts do not realize that by resisting the journey and the lessons that they need to experience with those karmic or soulmate connections, and by trying to force contact or union with their counterpart before everything else has been achieved and finalized within those contracts, means that they are delaying the journey with both of them, okay? They're delaying the journey with the karmic or the soulmate, which is meaning that it's just going to keep continuing for longer than it needs to, right? And I say that I know it's weird saying that, I do, because it sounds like, well, if it's meant to be, it will be. But no, we have free will. We can choose to do what we need to do, okay? I do believe that we create our destinies as well. So if you want to focus on your twin, and you're, like, I'm just saying hypothetically, if you're in a connection with somebody, a soulmate or a karmic right now, and you're too busy focusing on needing contact or obsessively thinking or about union with your twin, and you're not putting focus on the connection, the current contract that you're under right now with your karmic or your soulmate, then you are delaying the journey with, you're delaying the union, and you're delaying the journey with all the lessons that you need to learn within that contract already with a soulmate and the karmic. So I really feel that what has to be done is going to be done. I do feel the focus is going to be put on each journey that you have to be on for a while, okay? But there are going to be some of you that do veer off track and not want to face the lessons that are coming up for you regarding the karmics or the soulmates, and just want to go straight to the twin, okay? So just letting you know that that is something that's coming up quite strong here. And I was amazed when I heard that. I thought, wow, because I don't have a karmic partner or a soulmate. I'm single. I don't have anyone, right? I have my twin, And yeah, that's what's going on for me. But we're in separation, and as far as I know, he doesn't have anyone. So what I'm seeing here is that for those who are in these karmic soulmate contacts, contracts, it's a complex thing, okay? Because it's very hard when you've got this pull towards the other person, the twin, and you're in this connection. Some of you are going to, some of you or them are going to end that contract because they don't want it anymore, and they have realized it's come to an end. They've learned what they need to learn, and off they go. Now, something interesting came through. I was having a vision of balloons. It was like different colored balloons, and I got the visual of them being released into the air. And what I saw was it's a time for celebration through the releasing ritual, okay? So it's time for celebration with releasing, which is that surrendering, and I got let go, let go, let go. Okay, Sarah, Sarah, whatever will be, okay? That's what I'm getting, very strong. Because this is such a strong thing now that you guys are not letting go of one another, but you're letting go of the expectations of the journey and how it must go, because that's controlling it. And you guys are not going to get anywhere trying to do that. You're just going to go around in circles, getting upset, getting frustrated, getting angry, shutting down, not learning and healing. That's what's been happening. But I do see this shift, and I do feel with the gentle giant Jupiter planet going into retrograde between now and August, there's going to be a lot of reflecting going on about the higher meaning and the higher purpose of why you're in a relationship currently, or what your twin flame journey really means. Okay, that's what we're going to be looking at in the next however long, 4 months. Now, what I'm going to do is something a little bit different. This is the reading, okay, guys? I know that took a little bit of time, but I had to get it out there. All right, so let's have a look. This is the twin flame reading. I'm going to do the divine masculine first. I'm not doing too well with these cards. It's a bit hard with this camera. Yeah, so let's have a look at what the divine masculine's doing currently right now. I did do a soulmate twin flame reading for April. Sorry, I've got a bit of cat hair up here. Always seem to have cat hair in my way. Okay, so what I'm looking at is a divine masculine energy. All right, let's have a look first up where the divine masculine's at. We just want to confirm this stuff, don't we, with the reading, the channeled messages that we've received. Wow, okay, we had 2 cards come out just then. And we've got awaiting results, okay? This is what I get from this, awaiting results. He's sitting back and now seeing how the journey has progressed for him. Like I saw him stepping forward, going into this pathway. He's got the sword in hand, the sword of truth. He's moving forward with determination. And this is interesting because this card shows that there is this need to sit back and also allow things to unfold, okay? So that's part of what he's doing, and it's in connection, I feel, with other like I get with this card. I know this usually represents some competition, can be arguments, can be, just can be different group dynamics. It can be competition with other people. It's a drive to succeed, etc., etc. Internal conflict, it can be that. I see being reversed, though. This divine masculine's letting go of drama. He's letting go of the drama. He's letting go of this frustration he's been holding within for quite some time now. He's starting to be a little more grounded rather than be in this fiery kind of energy where everything's kind of like, it's like when you put something on the fire and it flares up. I feel like that's how he was feeling for quite a long time. And it's that anger flaring up. And he doesn't feel a need to compete with anyone else. He's kind of trying to emerge into his own journey now, his own path, rather than following other people or even taking the lead. He's just taking the lead on his own path right now. He doesn't feel the need to prove anything to anyone. That's what I'm getting with this, okay? And that might be changes with the ego, that kind of thing as well. He might be releasing parts of that. So let's see what he is surrendering, okay? Let's see, what is the Divine Masculine surrendering at this time? Because we do see that for both of them. The Divine Masculine, what are you releasing at this time on your journey? Divine Masculine, what are you releasing? Oh, I'm going to do that again. All right, let's see. What's he releasing, please? Wow, surrender to wonder and awe. Open to the magic of every moment and sense the awe and wonder in all of life. This attitude will keep you connected to the ecstasy of flow. Now, this is so interesting because we saw in the channeled message that he's now seeking his path and looking at it as an adventure, okay, with this wonder and awe, obviously. And he's also choosing to connect to the ecstasy of flow, see? And what we see with that is that we were seeing that he had to keep the momentum going. Some of them are going to hesitate. It's only just for a moment. You know, it's a short-lived thing because they know they have to get onto this journey. They know for their mission, for their soul's evolution, everything, they have to get on that journey, that pathway. They have to move forward. And this is what's going on with the Divine Masculine. He knows that it's time now to face something head on, and yeah, it's really good. So let's have a look at, let's have a look at where he's at right now. Let's see. So we're seeing all that right now, we've seen that, but let's see some further messages. His current energy. The Divine Masculines, please. Look, he's apologizing. He's saying, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right, we'll keep going. I'll grab, oh, there it is. Where is it? We were mirroring each other. Yeah, I get that a lot with a lot of the twins. They were mirroring each other. We're going to get into that in a moment. And one more, please. One more. I love you. See, he's saying he loves the Divine Feminine. It's just beautiful. So he may not be able to show it and hasn't maybe even expressed it, but he's saying, I love you. All right, let's have a look at what this is about, okay? So I'm sorry. Let's have a look. The Divine Oracle. These are my Divine love messages that I created, and the surrender cards were from Judith Orloff, and these beautiful cards here, the Good Tarot from Colette Baron Reid, just so you know. Let's have a look at the Divine Oracle. What is the current energy relating to these three messages, please? Let's get three cards out. Manifesting miracles. Beautiful. All right, we'll have a look at some other ones in a moment. We were mirroring each other, and the I love you. Oh, wow, they just want to fly out everywhere. And the I love you. Okay, I've got two cards come out there. All right, let's have a look at this one first. Manifesting miracles, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to manifest what it is that I needed to be for you. That's what I'm hearing really strongly here. There's a feeling of it's not such a heavy feeling like it was initially, but they are still feeling sorry that they haven't been able to manifest these miracles into. Because being the masculine, they're action oriented and they have to get things done and they have to make things secure and they have to make sure things are okay. And they haven't felt that they have been that strong provider or rock for the feminine. And that's why they're saying, I'm sorry, I haven't manifested what I could have been capable of manifesting in this connection. They have manifestation powers are quite strong for the masculines, but they don't, well, they weren't and haven't in the past really put it to good use. If anything, they've really lacked a lot of self-esteem and confidence in manifesting. Some of them have manifested the miracles, okay, in their lives, whether it be other relationships, in their career, and something happened, and it's more relationship, could even be career, whatever it is, but something happened where there was that tower moment for them and it came crashing down, and now they're afraid to manifest miracles with you, the divine feminines, because they feel it's going to be ruined, okay? So they haven't moved forward on that path with the divine feminines completely because they're fearing the failing, like they fear failure. So that's what that's about. They do have the manifestation powers. They are that magician. They really are. And they've got to come into that energy, and they're starting to come into that energy of believing that they can achieve and they can build it. They can manifest it into the reality. We were mirroring each other. Stay focused. You were both focused on each other, but in different ways. The divine feminines were very much focused on the connection and bringing it about, and also focused on negative thought patterns and resentments. And because it goes into this, he didn't manifest it, okay? The divine masculines weren't manifesting what was needed on the path, or what the divine feminines were expecting him to manifest at that time that he just couldn't. So he says we were mirroring each other because he was focused on this as well. He was focused on this, feeling bad, feeling sorry for himself too in that victim mode, feeling bad, feeling ashamed, feeling angry, feeling frustrated, feeling low in self-esteem, feeling not good enough, feeling that he can't make it, can't reach the divine feminine's expectations, hiding away in that dark place. And then the divine feminines were staying focused on, I want union, but fuck, you make me mad. You know, I want union, but God, when are you ever going to do this right? And when are you going to do this? And when are you going to do that? You know, so there's been a lot of mirroring going on regarding the same thought patterns, but in different ways. Okay, so still, it's all comes back to what the divine masculine, what action the divine masculine was taking around this coming about together. Okay, so the divine feminines were also looking at the divine masculine like, get your shit together, okay, in his own life. And he was looking at it that way too, like, you get your shit together, to the divine feminines. So they're mirroring each other in that way as well. And then we've got the I love you, and these two cards came out. One's the Aries energy and one's the peace and forgiveness. Now, so interesting because we did have forgiveness coming through in the channeled message, okay, that's coming through very strongly, and he's saying, I love you, divine feminine. I want to have this in our lives. I want this in our heart space. I want to forgive you. Will you forgive me? This Aries energy is bold, impulsive, pioneering. It's full of passion, okay? It's wanting to come in and, oh my God, the energy I'm feeling with this is so strong. Like, he really is holding back. He really is holding back. See, he's holding back. He's sitting back. He's not coming forward and saying this. He's not galloping in. Well, not galloping. It's not a horse, but you know what I mean. He's not running in, ramming in, or rushing in or whatever. And he's not coming in and expressing this, though. You know, it's not what he's doing, but it's on his current energy. It's in his current energy right now. It's what he's thinking. It's what he's thinking. I feel like he is very aware that he's feeling this. Yeah. He's doing a lot of reflecting at the moment whilst he's about to embark on this journey, okay? He's doing a lot of reflecting regarding the twin flame and what went on with that as well. Yeah. So let's have a quick look at what his current challenge is. What's the divine masculine's current challenge for April? Divine masculine's current challenges. Yes, communication. See, let's talk. That's a current challenge. And we saw that in the channeled message as well, where communication's difficult. So let's have a look at what else the current challenge is for the Divine Masculine. I often think of our last intimate times together. You are on their mind, Divine Feminine. They are thinking of the intimacy. And it's on their mind. It's something they're reflecting on, something that perhaps both of you have stayed focused on as well in your mind space, you know, in that time where you're perhaps dreaming of one another. Yeah, it's on his mind. It's on his mind. This is a challenge for him because obviously when you start thinking of the intimacy you shared, you want to be together physically. You miss each other, you know, that kind of thing's coming through. So let's see what else is there. You are always in my thoughts. Now that is a challenge if he's got you constantly on his mind, okay? And I'm not saying it as in an obsessive way, like a negative obsession. I don't feel he's doing that. But I feel that this, okay, is very strong for the masculines. They're very sexual, and I feel that also very visual, a lot of them. So I'm seeing that this is something that's really playing in his mind. He wants to connect. He's feeling possibly nostalgic. You're always in my thoughts. That's a challenge because he may not want to be thinking those things right now, you know. And it's not that he doesn't want to think about it, but it's how he misses the Divine Feminine, doesn't know how to come forward and talk. And, yeah, he just knows it's not the right time as well. So let's have a look also at what that's about. Golden abundance. Look at this. Now, when I see this, she's holding a treasure, okay? We've got the butterfly, which represents that transformation. But definitely it's talking about the lessons along the way. The lessons, okay, also. The treasure is the lesson, the wisdom that's acquired from that. I feel like they want to talk about things that they are starting to learn. I mean, they haven't learnt it all yet, but there's things that they're reflecting on that they want to come forward with and talk about. And it could be that they see, and I do believe they do see, the Divine Feminine is this beautiful glowing light. She is a treasure to them that they want to bring close to them. But they can't find the words in how to say this to her. Right, they just don't know. Because they're still in that peace and forgiving energy. If they're feeling she's not forgiving them, or they haven't done their own forgiveness or of her or whatever it is, they're not able to come forward as much as they want to. All is not lost. Wow. Okay. I often think of our last intimate times together. He's very lonely at night times, I'm seeing here. There is this time of a night time that he's actually really reflecting and deep in his thoughts. And it could even be in the dream space where he's having intimate dreams of the Divine Feminine. And it's saying all is not lost. That you see this woman here. I know it's the Divine Feminine, but like a feminine energy. But I feel like this is his energy as well, reflected back to him. That he feels at a loss because he wants to connect. He really does. He feels it very strongly. You guys, you know, we all connect. The twin flames connect on that spiritual 5D plane, even in the 4D. And it's really a beautiful thing. It's very strong. Upon waking, we know there's been a connection. So to actually think of it, even in his conscious mind, like conscious state, upon waking or in daydreams or whatever it is, especially at night if he's just thinking of the Divine Feminine, he's going to be feeling quite lonely, but feeling that all is lost, you know, all is lost. We can't connect again. Too much water is under the bridge. All right, let's see what the last card is for that second, the last challenge card there. You're always in my thoughts. What's the card to go with that, please? Wow. Hang on. 2 have fallen down. Oh, wow. Wow. Realm of Dreams and meditate on it. Wowza. That's amazing. So I was just checking to see if any more were down there. But Realm of Dreams, we're just talking about his dream state, connecting with the Divine Feminine. So once again, he's finding it hard if he's daydreaming about the divine feminine, but even if he's constantly dreaming of the divine feminine, but it's out of his control, isn't it, really? And it's saying meditate on it. So he's finding it hard in times of wanting to go within and be quiet and be the hermit and just think, you know, he's thinking of the divine feminine. It's constantly driving him nuts, I feel, because if he's constantly thinking of her and trying to work out ways in moving forward, either away from her or towards her, it's just driving him nuts because he doesn't know what to do. It's quite a strong feeling for them coming through. But in meditation, I feel that he can achieve answers as well and connect with her. I mean, they are telepathically connecting. But he does find it kind of drives him nuts that the divine feminine is in his mind a lot. All right, that's something he's finding a challenge at the moment. So we're going to have a look at the what the divine masculine now wants to say. What does he actually really want to say to the divine feminine at this time? What does the divine masculine want to say to the divine feminine at this time? It's not your fault because perhaps he was putting that energy towards the divine feminine at some point in their journey where she felt to blame for perhaps the breakdown or him, you know, being in pain or vice versa. So I feel like he's just saying it's not your fault. There's a journey I have to go on and find myself. Some divine masculines have put a lot of blame on the divine feminine. So they really want the divine feminines to know it's not their fault. What else does he want to say? Yes, your feelings are correct. So some divine feminines are going to know what this means. It's something they've been questioning, perhaps in the last week especially, that her feelings are correct. We will look further into that though. One more card, please. What would he like to say to the divine feminine? I really do care. So this divine masculine's telling the divine feminine that not only does he love her, he really wants to come forward and tell her and let her know that he really does care. It might not seem that way, but he does. So let's have a look at what his actual current lesson, one of the current lessons he's learning right now. Wow, okay, we've got three cards come out for him. So we've got joy. He's learning to tap into creative side, okay, creative side to himself. He's also learning to enjoy the things that he's doing in his life. We've also got the blue butterfly, which represents communication. It's the throat chakra. So he's perhaps learning, because this is about what he's learning, is not only to, you know, focus on things that bring him joy, but also how to express through communication. So I feel like he's learning to express happiness. You know, a lot of masculines are able to express a lot of other things, whether it just be career, work, family stuff, you know, but when it comes to emotions or things that really give them joy, they find it really hard to express. So he's learning that. And hope, he's learning to hold on to hope, okay? Stay focused on that hope right now. Hopeful journey. And then we've got healing, okay? Archangel Raphael, healing. So he's learning to heal. He's learning to embrace joy and to remain hopeful on the path. So that's really awesome, because we did see also with the colours, the reds, the oranges and the yellows, which I feel the divine well, the twins, the divine masculine, divine feminine, are being drawn to is really an optimistic kind of energy. So that's really amazing that they're both going to be coming into that. Divine masculines are definitely coming into that right now. They're learning to do that. And I just want one more card for the divine masculine right now, regarding just the outcome for April. Just sort of like what direction he's going on with his path. Like what direction? Where is he heading towards? What's he heading towards on this pathway? Oh, there it is. There's 2 cards here. So we've got Gates of Triumph. Wow. Success expands in your life. Isn't that amazing? I just think this is amazing. There's a pathway there, right? There's a gate and a pathway. Oh my God. I'm seeing in my vision him standing at that pathway about to walk on this adventure. And this is the pathway. This is just amazing. We've got the sun in the background, which shows that hope and optimism for his journey. It's the adventure he's about to take part in. Okay, so it's just amazing right now. And wow, staying focused. Look at that. Hold the course. Wow, this is just absolutely amazing. He is so focused. He is going to be moving into that pathway full of wonder and awe. He's got to surrender to that and stay focused on the journey at hand as to parts of his healing, and letting and allowing that joy to come into his heart chakra. Around communication as well. So this divine masculine is on his way, guys. It's really looking amazing. Now, I just want to look at the divine feminine's energy now. See where she's currently at, what's going on for her. So I've got the Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reid. Let's have a look at the divine feminine. Where is she currently at? What's going on right now? And we've got the 7 of Air. And I did have it reversed, I think. I'm pretty sure that came up reversed. This is actually a good thing, I feel. I feel like truth's starting to be shown to the divine feminines. Their masks have been ripped off, basically. You know, they want to see the truth to the matter. This usually represents things that are hidden from the divine feminine. Could be not so much the divine feminine. I mean, this could be for anyone, but I'm talking about her in particular. This would normally mean things being hidden, deception, not seeing things clearly, that kind of thing. But being reversed, I feel like there is this mask being taken off now for the divine feminines. I think they're starting to see things for what they are. And that was being shown in the channeled message. I feel too that they have let go of a lot of the obsessive way of thinking, and sometimes it can be an illusion, you know, that's coming across in this way too. So they may have had some truths, and some divine feminines have had cold, hard truths coming in regarding what they next need to do. Okay, so this has also helped them, I feel, to detach from the journey with the twin flame, with their divine masculine, and is helping them to just stay focused on their path now. Let's see the current energy. Oh, geez. All right, hang on. All right, here we go. Divine feminines, current energy. Let's go. That one. You are the one I dream of. And this is literal as well. Like, he is the one she dreams of. In her dream state and her waking state, he is the one that she's dreaming of. Okay, in her mind, in her thoughts. Wow, that came flying out. It is okay to move on. Wow, this divine feminine is saying that it is okay. Like, her current energy is that she feels that it is okay if either one of them move on right now, because she knows that even though there has been sadness for both of them, they know they have a mission to do. They know there is a path that each individually have to take, but he is the one that she dreams of. And they could also be for those in karmic soulmate partnerships, like we saw earlier in the channeled message, is that some of them are just surrendering as well to that. So, look, I really do care. This is her current energy, and this is what he said to her before. So I really do care. She really does. She's not moving on out of spite. She's not moving on out of, you know, like from a real heavy negative kind of an energy. I feel like it's more of an empowered energy now. coming in regarding the divine feminines. So let's have a look at what's clarifying that right now. Divine feminine. Yeah, wow, look at this. This is the Scorpio energy. This could be relevant to any of you who are a Scorpio. And also I saw the Aries energy come through in the masculine's one as well. So that could be a significant message for those of you. Now, you are the one I dream of. Passionate, sexual, independent, I should say. The Scorpio energy is very potent as in, not in a bad way, like it's a very strong energy. It's extremely strong. It's a powerful energy. And you are the one I dream of. They are very much in their dream state having intimate dreams, okay? There's a lot of passion. There's a lot of sexual dreams of the divine masculine. But they're also in their waking state, I feel, thinking about the divine masculine, like they're daydreaming about him, fantasizing, imagining, things like that as well, okay? So that is occurring in her current energy. It is okay to move on. Trust your intuition. So, in other words, the divine feminines are trusting in their intuition in how to move on from this now. Before it was this resistance, digging heels in, and sometimes cutting off the energy or feeling like they had cut off the energy, or contact or blocked or whatever it is. You can't really cut the cords with a twin flame. You can detach and withdraw and all those things you need to do and get on with your life and things like that if you have to, but you can't really cut the cords to your twin flame. They are you, you're them, you share the same kind of energy. But anyway, trusting in the intuition to move on, how to move on in a powerful, empowering way, in a healing way, knowing that it's now a spiritual quest. It's not a normal relationship. It's just not a normal relationship where, some will just, with some like karmics or soulmates, it's like, see you later, I'm never seeing you ever again, I'm never talking to you again, because obviously there's a very strong spiritual connection, you're telepathically connected, all those things. This is physically moving on, physically, trusting in her intuition to do so. And we saw them individually on their path, with that self-nurturing energy, but also getting onto that part of their own individual missions for the bigger mission. Okay, so she knows what to do now. She's starting to, as we saw in the channeled message, research things like opening up herself psychically. There's a lot of meditations or healing she's getting into. So she's starting to really open up to other avenues now, which are helping her to disconnect, to move on. Okay, I really do care. Look at this. Completion. She knows she's coming to an end of a chapter in her life. It's the old template they're letting go of. And she's doing that, okay? She's saying, I really do care, even if it feels that I'm closing off this path, or I'm closing off this journey, or you feel me being pulled away from you. I really do care. It feels like the end of the world, which this card kind of represents, the world of completion of that cycle. She's saying it's not. This is the actual beginning. Now, let's have a look at her challenges, current challenges. You are always in my thoughts. Oh my God, they are mirroring each other in this way. Because he got that in his challenge section. So you are always in my thoughts. She's thinking of the divine masculine constantly. He's also thinking of her constantly. And because they're both picking up on each other, they're both thinking of each other. So that's what's going on there as well. And as I said before, it's not an obsessive kind of thinking. I mean, it can be initially, but as we're moving into that path, they're both moving into a pathway, okay, a journey now where it's individual, disconnecting. But at the moment, initially, it can be obsessive. We've got the Scorpio energy, which can be very obsessive. It's obsessive thinking, that kind of thing could be coming through. But that's the challenge for her as well. She doesn't want to be. She's trying to disconnect and move on. She doesn't want to be thinking about him constantly. I don't know how to express what I truly feel. Now, that is a challenge for some of the divine feminines, because the last time they expressed what they truly felt, it might have come out from a very vulnerable place, and they might have been shut down or shunned by or rejected by the divine masculine or hurt in some way. Okay, it could have been the sting of the scorpion coming through. Or it could be the other way, that the divine feminine was the one that stung the divine masculine and lashed out at him, and now she doesn't know how to come forward and express what she truly feels, because the other stuff was said out of hurt or anger or confusion or whatever the case, you know. So she doesn't know how to come forward and express what she truly feels, because she also feels that she's to blame, she's done things wrong. I mean, he was saying it's not her fault. So there's like two sides of it here. They're both feeling bad for things, and not at this time. So she is feeling it a challenge at the moment. For some divine feminines are feeling it a challenge that they can't resolve something, okay? That they know they have to close the door for now. They have to complete the cycle of this particular chapter, right? And it's not the right time to be healing anything with the divine masculine, or resolving anything or expressing feelings. It's just not the right time. So that's a hard thing for some divine feminines. Let's have a look at the clarifiers. Well, that came out straight away. Look, angels by your side. Angels, you're always in my thoughts. Angels by your side. It sounds to me like with this, it can be a challenge. Perhaps there's sometimes feeling that she's not being supported even spiritually, or that, you know, the divine masculine's always in her thoughts. But I feel like she might even be calling in the angels to help disconnect. So it could be Archangel Michael calling in him with his sword of truth and justice and courage and all those things, and of mercy, to come in and help alleviate this connection and these thoughts that just won't stop, okay? Because it can, with the twin flames, sometimes feel like it's out of your control. This is constantly there. And we've got the other two, yep. Clarifiers. Oh, where did it go? Okay. Wow, manifesting miracles. I'm pretty sure he got this card before. So manifesting miracles in the I don't know how to express myself or what I truly feel. I really feel that the divine feminines feel it's going to take a miracle to actually right the wrongs with this. Whatever it is that's blocking them, or they're finding it a challenge. So we did see that in the channeled message, there was a difficulty in contact, in communication. There was difficulty in communicating. It's just not aligning. It's not gelling. And so there's going to take a miracle for it to come about where there is that opening for that, okay? Because this is also possibly why she's come out of that place of feeling like she didn't have the answers, that things were hidden from her. It was the unknown, like what the hell's going on, you know? And now she's detaching from that and saying, you know what? Some of them have seen the truth for what it is. They're seeing things for what they are, and some of them don't give a shit. They're just moving on their journey, and they're just trying to trust in the process. But at the same time, there are these struggles. There are struggles, okay, because they are divinely connected, and they do feel each other's energy. They're dreaming of each other. They're both in each other's minds. So they're definitely feeling the pain as well as the love that they share. And the care, they do care about one another as well. Not at this time. Well, look at this. The spirit guardians, very strong around the divine feminines right now. And they're also helping the divine feminines to move forward, okay? To move on, because we saw that it's time to move on. She's trusting in her intuition to do so. But because the challenge of always having him in her mind and feeling that communication's an issue and needing to fix something up or whatever it might be there, the spirit guardians are coming in to help her realize, no, it's not the right time. Move on from this right now. Now, what does she want to say to the divine masculine? What message? Okay, so it says, deep down, I was committed. So some divine feminines, this is going to resonate with, where they may have what am I saying? They might have presented themselves as being non-committal. And that's not going to resonate with all feminines, because a lot of the feminines are very committed. That's what they've wanted. But she's saying, deep down, I was committed. Okay? And what I feel is this could resonate more so with those who are in a connection or under a contract, soulmate or karmic contract already. If they're in a relationship with somebody already, this could definitely resonate with that. Because if the divine masculines feel that the divine feminines are trapped or not making a decision or choice to get out of a situation, she's saying, deep down, I was committed. I have always been committed to the twin flame journey. I'm committed to my divine masculine, but it's not the right time. You know, there's all these things coming up for her. I do feel that some divine feminines are kicking themselves because there was an opportunity with their divine masculine that they did miss. But they've got to heal that right now and come to terms with some parts of that as well, that they have hurt the divine masculines as well. It's not just the divine masculines hurting the divine feminines. A lot of the divine feminines have really caused the divine masculines a lot of pain. And some of them have just, out of maybe spite or anger, broken up with the divine masculine, just disappeared. You know, it's funny because a lot of the talk in the readings is all about the masculine ghosting the divine feminine or hurting the divine feminine. The divine feminine is also, not every single one of them, but some of them have done that also. They have mirrored each other in that way along the way as well. She goes, I know we are soulmates. Now, this is interesting because they're obviously twin flames, but she's saying that she feels they also have like a soulmate connection. So what I mean by that is that, yes, there is that definite strong twin flame connection where there's that mission to fulfill and they can't be together, etc. But she also feels that they are on the level of soulmates where it's that companionship. It's not just about a mission. She's feeling like she really is attached to him, like he is her kin as in K-I-N, kin. He is her kin, and she wants that mateship with him as well. So it's not just the intimacy, it's not just the mission to fulfill together. It's not just the divine love for the universe, you know, it's this soulmate connection. It's real strong connection of companionship and trust and loyalty. And that's what she craves and misses with him. So let's have a look. Well, they're best mates. You know, they're best mates. Oh, two of them have come out. Here we go. So we've got the Gemini energy here. Innovative, quick-witted, social butterfly. Now, this could have been how she was, because the Geminis can be in and out. They can be almost like two people sometimes. It's not saying that there's, you know, like they're definitely like two people or have two personalities, although sometimes they can. But, you know, it's like having a very casual kind of energy. Geminis are very friendly, very sociable, but they're very quick to move on to the other. You know, it's like a social butterfly. They work around the circle and they talk to everyone, and it's about social networking and all that kind of thing. And I feel like this connection that she, like the way she was in her energy, and as I said before, it could be relevant to a Gemini anyway, if she is a Gemini or if he is, but it's more the divine feminine's energy I'm picking up, is that this is the kind of energy she was showing him. It could be a moon sign. I'm a Gemini moon, so it could be a Gemini moon that's come in and is committed, but hasn't actually presented themselves as being committed. It could have been in their way of communicating, because the Geminis are all about communication. It could have been the way that she was writing emails or texts, or even in her, conversations, how she's talking. It might have sounded like she wasn't committed. She might have sounded very non-committal, like she didn't really give a shit, you know, like I don't really care, like carefree kind of thing about it, like laid back, but, you know, that playing that game can give a different kind of energy, like it can give a different message to the divine masculines. They're probably thinking, oh, you're a game player, or, you know, this kind of stuff can come through. So I know we are soulmates. Look at this, see? Soulmates, safe and protected. She feels safe with the divine masculine. She loves the divine masculine. She feels protected in his care, in the relationship together. When it is a relationship in the 3D, it is a soulmate kind of connection. It is safe, it's protected. They're best mates. She feels like she can trust him, right? When they're good together like that. Now, what else do I need to look at here? I want to see, and I can't remember even what I did in the last one now. This is my memory for you. But what I want to see, and I did forget to do this, is what does she need to surrender? What does the divine feminine need to surrender right now on her journey? Ah, on the floor again. That's no surprise. So here we go. Surrender denial. Oh my God. Didn't we say this about the mask? Amazing stuff. I love these readings. Seriously, surrender denial. So accept people and situations exactly as they are without denying the difficulties. Then you can see things clearly, oh my God, and make the best decisions. So this is what she's doing right now. This is what she's surrendering. She's surrendering that denial. She's taking the mask off. She's seeing the path that she needs to go down, even if it's painful. She knows there's lessons to learn in this, okay? So that is amazing. Now let's see what she's learning on this path. Oh, wow. Let me just shuffle on that. What's the divine feminine learning? Wow, hang on. That came out. We've got divine mystery. See, she's unraveling the truth of the divine universe. What's in store for her is, oh my God, communication. She's learning how to speak from the heart, okay? Not this light-hearted kind of casual kind of energy. She's now starting to learn to communicate what she really wants and speak from her heart, because look at the challenges. I don't know how to express what I truly feel, because this particular divine feminines I'm tuning into have kept it all light. So they haven't got hurt, right? That's what it's for. Communication. We've got a few cards. We've got divine justice. That's that truth sword coming in, right? The truth sword, divine justice. It's around relationships. It's balancing the scales. It's bringing in equality and that peace. Okay, I get the Libra energy with this. And I've got the battle. Oh my God. So this is amazing. This is the internal battle that she's going through, fighting her own demons that may come up through these challenges. But I do see the divine feminines coming out strong. They are really going to find it challenging to trust in the being able to express what they truly feel. They're going to find that a battle. Okay, they're battling that within themselves. Some of them are digging their heels in, like, why should I, you know? Why should I tell him what I feel? I don't want to, even though I don't know how to express it. Even when I do know how to, why would I want to do that? Because he's not giving me anything. You know, that kind of thing can come up in this as a challenge, as a past pattern rearing its ugly head to be cut away. Okay, it's got to be macheted away. Divine justice, realizing, balancing the scales now. I do see in that time of reflection that I saw with the planet Jupiter, that for the divine feminines, they are going to be reflecting on communication they've had with their divine masculines and how they've come across and how they've presented themselves to the divine masculine, and things they've said, things they regret saying. Okay, that's going to be some parts of their healing as well, surrendering denial, that also some of them feel that it's just the other party's fault, you know, that it's just the divine masculine's fault. A lot of them are coming to realize that, hang on a minute, it takes two to tango. I've also contributed to this separation or breakdown or whatever it is. But, you know, as I said before, everything's meant to be as it is right now. You guys have to be on this separate path to fulfill the missions, the individual missions that you're on your own separate paths, and also to, you know, gain that wisdom, that higher wisdom that you both need to get. You need to get it. You need to get the lessons. You need to get the wisdom and bring it into that divine heart space so that you can both use it in the future for your healing mission together. So it's just amazing. Now let's see what is going on. Where's the Divine Feminine going to be through for April? Whoa, hang on, that's too many there, but it's just definitely this one. Oh my God, it's the same one he got. Far out. Gates of Triumph. You are both mirroring each other in this way. Success expands in your life. Didn't we say they're both on separate paths? Oh my lordy lordy. I just love this. I seriously love this confirmation. Gates of Triumph. Success expands in your life. Oh my God. And they are both on the path of optimism and hope, right? I just feel like I want to draw one more. I just need to draw one more with that. Oh, geez, where are they going? Hang on, that's too many on the ground. Just let me get one more. Oh, guys, come on. Divine Feminine, clarifier for the Gates of Triumph. Wow, this is amazing. Mystic Healer. Healing energy flows through you. Look, it's a Divine Feminine. How amazing is that? And the Owl for wisdom, guys. Shit, this is amazing. So she's seriously on her path towards healing. She's not just becoming a healer for herself. She's becoming a healer for the animal kingdom, for others around her. She's on a path really finding herself. It's an empowering journey. It's just amazing. Look at all the abundance coming in around her. She's protected on her path. She's got this amazing wisdom coming through, these lessons coming through, and I'm just amazed. I'm just amazed with that. He also had this. He had the Gates of Triumph and the staying focused on the course, which is just fantastic. So he's staying focused. The Divine Feminines are going to be on that path, healing and coming out really strongly empowered through that healing energy. I really feel a lot of them are going to find themselves as healers. You know, really, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing some of them are going to want to go into short courses, whether it be Reiki or any kind of healing, psychic, spiritual kind of work. That's going to come through for a lot of them as well. And it's just beautiful. So, wow, guys, this has been a very positive reading for April. And I'm looking forward to hearing your comments, or reading your comments anyway. And as usual, I look forward to connecting with you all next time. Love and blessings.